Mo and O clip that day? I don't know. Why did they blame Yellow Beezy? I don't know. Truth is, Boosie had a lot to gain by watching Mo 3 move around. Maybe that's why they shot him over there at the Big T after the wake. A lot of shit goes down at the Big T, but for Boosie to get shot, I guess that's why Mo 3 got shot right over there. I guess that's why I couldn't stay in Dallas. I had to get out to watch Mo 3 be assassinated, executed, running for his life down this highway in the middle of the day. Like, it was this time of the day. Look how busy this is. And somehow, he was forced to stop his car. Someone stopped their car as well, got out the car. He saw them, he must have recognized, because he turned and started running down the highway in the middle of the day. And they shot him in the back. This make any more sense than the Tupac shit? How the hell was there enough time on a busy highway like this at this time of the day? Who does a shooting in the middle of a highway? She in the middle of the day. And still no answer. It's always too hard to solve a rap murder. Another graveyard.
Who that right there?
For so long.
She love you, AJ. I don't know what it's like.
So you know about her persona, but you met her in person. What do you?
She's a baby doll, sweetheart. But we already know this.
Because people think she's.
I know it.
And then when you meet her in person, you're like.
Yeah, it's just a perception that everybody else has. But once they get past that part, she's the one who's like us. It's like real people. That's the difference. When you're authentic, people can't take it. I mean, because people say the same thing about me. They're like, oh, I thought she was ass. And I'm like, no, I'm so sweet. She'll be chilling. You know what I mean? And I feel like she'll just handle people how they treat her. And that's just what it is. And that's just law with any girl.
Let me start.
Yeah. Love you for that.
My bad. Are y'all ready to get started? Let's go. Man, oh man, oh man. Hey, welcome in everybody. Welcome into this afternoon's live. I wasn't even sure if I was going to go live, but there are some things that have happened because, you know, we're a little behind on the content that we've been working on. We've been doing a lot of research. It's a lot going on. And then there are other content creators and there are people that we're working with behind the scenes. There's a lot that goes on in my life that doesn't happen online, which is why I always found it so funny. You know, I know. But, you know, I just find it funny when I hear people try to talk about my life and make assertions about things. Hey, Calgary. Oh my God, my nephew's there. Shout out. God, I miss him. K-Riz. Originally from Edmonton, but now he's in Calgary. And, he's another miracle in my life. Got into a car accident with, was it a bear or a deer or a moose? Something like that out there. And that almost claimed his life. He had to learn how to walk again, talk again. And when he got back, like all the way back, and he went into the studio, man, the music that he's making now, I can't wait to get to Canada to go see him. It's been a long time. Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's just me in the desert. Wait, what is this? Jay-Z not responding to Jaguar nor Nicki Minaj, so they look like they lying when they're not. I'm sorry, who are you? Hi, Emma. Let me see if I got that one right. Jay-Z not responding to Jaguar or Nicki Minaj, so they look like they're lying when they're not. Okay, all right, now I understand. I wasn't sure what you was trying to say, Emma. Wording can be very tricky sometimes. That's why, especially with dyslexia, I read more than once. Um, and I mean, I guess, but just because he didn't say anything to me doesn't mean he didn't say anything. He's making all kinds of quiet, silent, scary moves. He moving like a scared bitch. Honestly, I don't know why no one isn't asking him if his first album, Reasonable Doubt, the album that made it possible for him to even appear to be an artist, like that album is supposed to be, it's just supposed to mean so much, you know? And it's supposed to be like legendary hip hop catalog. Love you back in California. And much love to you, Priscilla. I'm telling you, oh, Jaguar, I'm so happy to see you with your own channel. Well, I've had my own channel. I've had several of them. Actually, how many has been deleted now, babe? 7? 8? Yeah. 7 or 8. This is either the 8th or ninth channel. Um, yeah, all of the liars and the trolls here on YouTube, they just constantly keep, stealing my content, putting it on their website, pretending it was theirs, and then sending a bunch of fake copyright strikes to have my channel taken down so you guys don't have to hear the truth. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Love on you. All right, I gotta read this one. What's your thoughts on that Mesha interview on the Lionel B show? What are my thoughts? My thoughts are she's not lying. My thoughts are there's a lot of lies about that picture. And I don't know what it's going to take for people to see. There's a lot of misdirection going on. There's just a lot of misdirection going on. Hold on one second. Can we address the movie Blink Twice with Channing Tatum? And everything in that movie is like a documentary of what's happened. Yes, I've been saying it since we saw it. And we do. Hold on a second. Who's here in the back? Wait a minute. Here you go. Welcome, Wolfgang Amadeus.
Okay.
You gonna leave me?
Yeah, because you see the echo.
I see the echo, babe, but we're right here.
Okay. Then I'll just.
You can mute up. They can hear you.
Okay.
So this way, you don't have to leave the studio. I like it when you're in studio. Shout out to Nolans. Oh my goodness. I wonder what's going on in Nolans right now. Like, are y'all getting excited about the Super Bowl? I'm going to say where the Super Bowl is concerned, I have angst. All right. So Yeah, we were going to do a live screening of Blink Twice in my Patreon. And so that the members that are over there can come over there and we can do a live Q&A there. I want to make sure you guys get everything that movie was given. Thank you, Ayasha. I want y'all to make sure you're getting everything that you need to be getting, because the one part of the movie that a lot of people missed was the re-victimization part. A lot of people don't like to take into consideration that a lot of victims are victimized more than one time by the same person. That's what it's called, re-victimization. And what was her name? Not Ella, Frida, the main character, the African-American woman. They would keep asking her questions. Where'd you get that scar from? Or what's this and what's that? And she would respond and say, I don't know. I don't know. And the thing is that all of those injuries and things that they were asking about were things that they had done to her when she had already been there. It baffles me. But I'm glad you brought up Blink Twice, because it brings me to what we came here to talk about. And this might not be the only live today. There might be another one. I'm not sure. Because we got a bunch of content we're about to push out. Being an investigative journalist team, we have to learn timing, when to move, when not to move, when to be prepared. There's more to releasing content than just releasing it. Am I wrong, honey?
No.
And shout out to everybody that's on Team Jag. I'm calling y'all officially. Y'all are my Jaginators. Like, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Hey, Golden. Okay. So, the truth is that the culture of abuse in the United States is like over the top. Am I wrong, honey?
No.
It's over the top. And it's been over the top for a long time. Yeah, I saw Candace going in, and she needed to go in. She had every right to go in. Who are they? Don't people find it a little strange? Yes, justice for Nip. Do people not find it a little strange that these people don't ever address anything themselves, that they're always sending someone or someone? I can't imagine being a 50-year-old woman and needing my mommy to go fight my battles for me. Like, is nobody paying attention to how hey, Gold Coast, fabulous. I'm serious. Is nobody noticing? And to go back to DM, who left that first super chat question, and thank you for that. Why don't no one in America want to just accept the fact? Thank you for that.
This fucking shit tripping. Sorry. Go ahead.
Like I was saying, women have been being abused in this country for decades. But men have also been being abused in this country as well. People have been being abused in this country for a very long time. And SA is the easiest way to really destroy someone's life. It is. It is the easiest way to destroy your life. You could take a perfectly okay, happy human being and let them, hey, Baldwin Hills, what's going on, folks? The Black Beverly Hills. And shout out to Lamert Park. But no, seriously. Took him 10 years to really. It did. Well, anyway, my point is, it's a shame that we had to wait for the children to start bringing their stories forward for people to take it seriously. Like the Cassie tape, her being beat, that was one thing. But now that the victims are coming forward and you're starting to hear how many of these people were underage and not only targeted, but lured in with the kids. He would send his sons out into the neighborhoods to go and find kids. Hey, young D Fly, good to see you. I saw you the other day on another channel. You was talking good. Liked it. But yeah, this is the channel. this channel, we are going to make sure this channel stays. But then again, with all of the new laws that Donald Trump is going to be putting in motion to stop people from silencing truth tellers, imagine a world with no shadowed banana ing. Imagine that. Imagine what it would be like to just be able to go online and find what you want to see or who you want to listen to without there being all kinds of craziness going on. But oh, who is this? We got somebody in the back. Well, we're not going to take questions just yet on panel, but I'll let you know when. Thank you, Cash. You feel free to sit in the back if you like, or you can just come back when we call for Q&A. We got a tight schedule today. We got to stick to it. Shout out to all 606 people in the room. By the way, has anyone hit that like button yet? I don't know, but if you haven't, please do. And if you don't feel like doing it now, you can do it on the way out. Just don't forget to like. You know, it sends that healthy vibe through the algorithm and lets people know that you're out there. You know, a lot of times they be turning off people's notifications. You got to unsubscribe and resubscribe to get your notification. They put you through all kinds of stuff to get to the truth. Hey, Jag, great to see you. You turn 46 tomorrow. Well, congratulations. Welcome to the late 40s club. I am 47 and a half. I will be 48 in May. That went fast. Almost 50 years, that went fast. Yeah, I hate that people aren't believing the victims either. And the reason why they're not believing them is because they don't want to believe that they've been loving on the devil. Am I wrong, honey?
No.
I mean, if the public were to start saying, you know what, we're not tolerating this anymore. We're not tolerating that anymore. This is what we want. This is what we need. This is who we are. Whatever this weird stuff is, we're not into that. You know, why is everyone giving real old school traditional values a hard time? Like, for instance, that crazy white woman who's going off on the other white woman. You remember? Whose channel was that? It was with Candace, yeah. And Candace was talking about there's this white woman, very angry, mild, monotone white woman. And she's doing this movie called, what is it, For Years or For the Years, something like that. And I think I'm going to do a pod about it because I like where Candace went with it, but there's a whole nother level. And I'm not saying she needs my help, but I'm saying that y'all need every perspective possible. So you got this one white woman that can't make no babies, can't have no babies, doesn't believe in anything traditional, and compares romance novels of a woman cheating on her husband and trying to find sexual enlightenment in adultery. Netflix is a mess, right? So anyway, shout out to Mike Tyson's ass. Everyone saw it. His ass was out there. They had his ass out there. Can we talk about the CEOs? We can definitely talk about that. But I really want to stick to the topic a little bit this morning because it's important, especially considering, yes, everyone's heart should break for Mesha because that was a child. But see, if you were to go through all of those videos and look at all of the transgender men that they've been passing off as women, and if you go and you look at all of the young women that you think that are grown, but they're really just early developed kids, you know? And that's why doing what I do is so important. It's so important. My morning started this morning with jail phone calls, you know? And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to this brave woman. And I mean, she's brave. And it's her first time in jail. And the truth is, she got set up. People have been working against her. The authorities have been working with someone that's very close to her. But to hear her voice was a blessing. And to make her laugh when she was crying was even better. They're going to start really trying to take shots at those of us who believe in God's life and God's plan and God's work. But anyway, back to this crazy white woman that can't have no kids and is writing this movie that Anne Hathaway is starring in. And I think it's in such bad taste for Anne Hathaway to do this movie, especially considering that makeup artist that just ran out there and said that she is a drone, she's a bot, she doesn't treat human beings like human beings. And K9, yes, I have. We'll get back to that though. I'm telling you, this woman is attacking this poor, happy white Mormon woman. Her and her Mormon husband got married young. They got 8, 9 kids. He wanted to leave the city life and start a farm. They have a farm. And she went to Juilliard and she does ballerina. Oh, you watched it 2 nights ago. Tell others. Tell others. But so the woman, she went to Juilliard, she does ballet, and she makes bread, sourdough bread. She's got an award-winning Mormon recipe, and the kids is happy. And now everybody wants to attack her. They're all attacking her. She's pushing the traditional agenda. Women don't want to have children. Women don't want... What was that thing that we saw earlier? Remember it was that short, and this woman talking about she got married and pregnant at 41 and what a big mistake it was because the nigga cheated on her and left her. Like, why is everyone trying to create division in family so strong? Or trying to talk down on family so strong? What do you think, honey?
No, it's because they don't want a strong family unit. They don't want strong family units. Other people from other countries come here and have 8, 9, 10 kids, and they don't want us having strong family units. So, yeah, they're gonna promote the single mom, and you got an organization that says the black family is the mother and the kids, not
Who the hell
husband.
can say that?
That, I mean, no,
How
got
do
people
you
saying
how do you take the man out of the equation when you can't make the baby without the man?
because the system is the man.
No, it's a bunch of bullshit. Hey, Ken. What's going on, Kenzen? We are the world. We groom the children. Yes, Diana Ross. That was a hit. Ah, they said Zoe is a what?
The hack.
I mean, people can say whatever they want to say about Zoe. People can have whatever opinion they want to have. If she is a hack, then I'll tell you this, she's the best one that I ever seen because she got a movie through in this climate that the world needed to see while they were fighting. And it seems like she put her relationship on the line for it as well because they're broken up now.
She's not a hack. That's someone just hating.
Well, people can hate all they want to hate. Like, that's what we're talking about, though. I'm talking about this white woman and the Anne Hathaway who treats makeup artists like dogs and people like she's on some J-Lo. Don't you look at me. Don't you speak to me. Like, and now so you're making this movie to make fun of traditional women because they're trying to convince everybody that if you like the traditional lifestyle, you're going to be in the next season of The Handmaid's Tale.
Right.
Like, what is it with the Dems where they're going off the deep end with this alternative shit? I can't wait to see K Dot either. No, but seriously, the energy they sucked away. Yeah, listen to me. People need to start being more concerned with reality. Hold on one second. We got a super chat here for $10. Thank you. Long gone. Jaguar, thank you for speaking out for the victims. My pleasure. I'm one of them. Oh, you a Patreon member? Oh, fabulous. Please. Hold on, what? Sloan said Kravitz is a handler.
You know, it's late. I seen that.
Oh, yeah. No. Sloan would be wrong. Sloan would definitely be wrong. Oh, wait a minute. I reached out to you on Instagram mail. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I have more than one account. And I'm telling you, I'm behind. I got to put together a social media only moderator squad that can help me like get through all of my messages. No, you can't do it. We can't do it. We got
so many.
It's too much. I wish I could do it for everyone the way I want to. But what I think I am going to do is, last time I checked, I think I still got a Zoom room. And maybe, or maybe not Zoom, maybe we just do it on Patreon. And everyone who's been trying to get in touch with me, if you can't get in touch with me, you come on over to the Q&A live and we'll just talk. Matter of fact,
Let's just do it tomorrow.
we should just do some Q&A live.
We'll do it tomorrow or tonight. Well, let's do it tomorrow.
We got your Ask Me Anything tonight. That's already up pretty much stuff. Maybe we can do the Q&A tomorrow.
Only on Patreon.
Only on Patreon now, because we don't want the weirdos, you know. Oh my goodness. Hey, Alicia. So intelligent. Oh, thank you. God bless you. And thank you for the super chat. The movie is Blink Twice. It was directed by Zoe Kravitz, starring Channing Tatum before they broke up. And yeah, we jacking. And you gotta see it. But this is my thing. Everyone wants to celebrate the evil in the world, but nobody wants to celebrate the good. And I thought Candace made a really, really, really great... Hi, Samantha. Samantha says hi. You know, made a great point. It's nice for her to go and look at this woman's social media campaign and just see someone happy with their family, happy with loving their family, happy with being a wife, happy with running their family. Yes, as far as Hollywood can go, Lenny Kravitz is a good guy. I can say that with no hesitation. I tell you, if he ever writes a story of his life, it's going to be a bestseller. Anywho's in love as well. Listen to me. I need everybody to stop just for a second. And I want you to think about Mesha. For those who keep bringing her up in the comments, I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think about her story, the story that she shared with you, her story. And then I want you to imagine it's you. Imagine that everything that she said happened to her happened to you. What? I know we gonna do better with them likes. I know we got more than 12 likes now. I'm behind in the comments, y'all. It's so much. But my point is, for those of you who are really thinking about Mesha, I just want you for a second. Just for a second. Okay? Pretend it was you. Pretend you had to go through all of those things. Pretend you had to survive all of those things. I mean, that's why I thought it was so dope when me and Natanya got to sit down, or at least me for a second. She did a whole interview with Adria English. Shout out to Ma. And I had to just slow her down for a second and say, stop judging yourself. Stop judging your prior mistakes. Stop judging everything that happened to you. Stop even judging the things that you did that you don't feel good about. Start a YouTube for just my old music. Well, we're working on something. We're working on something. You could always go over to Bandcamp because there's music over there right now. And we'll get there.
You're behind because
I'm hella behind. I don't even know how many comments. Oh my goodness, I can't keep up. You want to try to keep up with some of these for me?
no, I would just say get on to your.
Well, I know, but I want to acknowledge the people as best as possible. I'm not like those other content creators who like waste 45 minutes of people time saying hello to everyone in the chat, making sure that everyone gets there so that everyone is there for Mac's begging schedule.
All right, I'm on time. So someone said this. So what's the Bandcamp? The Jaguar Wright Effect.bandcamp.com. Like they're asking that, and they're asking about Jussie Smollett.
Oh, what about Jussie?
I told you he got off, or
Oh, yeah. They're letting him off of his charges. I guess, he put himself out there to come for me, for his family, Kamala. And then, I guess they had to hook him up.
well, he did that because also the DNC is gonna be out. So that was that whole thing was a DNC setup. Come on, y'all.
All of it was.
Pay attention.
Actually, I need to do a pod about that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I think it's time for us to go back now. And now that we have so much evidence of the DNC lying to America, especially Black America, the DNC has been playing in Black America's face forever. And it is disgusting. It's disgusting.
Odell is a loser. Okay.
What? Who that?
I'm gonna just put this whore on timeout. That's all.
No, not timeout. Hide from the channel. Throw her out. We don't need that here. All of this hate.
Gladys.
We never take into consideration how these people are feeling after.
Yeah.
A lot of people, oh, thank you for the super chats. I didn't even see. Oh my goodness, hold on a second. Thank you, Reveal the Truth.
Simply Millie.
Simply Millie. Jag, I love you and I support you. I'm a survivor of R myself, but watching you stand beside these victims has been empowering and healing for me. Thank you, sis. Justice for Mesha. Keep speaking. I will. And I meant what I said. I'm not going to stop speaking. Or what is this? I'm sorry, calling me a...
They just want to talk about Prince. He wasn't a saint, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right.
Okay, well, this is the thing. Whoever said he was.
Right.
Has anyone ever heard me say that Prince Rogers Nelson was a perfect person? No. Never said that at all. Neither am I. Neither is anyone else. But what I have said repeatedly over and over and over again is that in order to make it in the business, everybody's got to do something bad.
Let me look this.
They won't let you stay around. Exactly. Jussie's full of shit. But my point is, what is it going to take for people to stop glorifying celebrities? Like, what's that going to take? See, I can admire Prince for doing and saying everything that he did and said. Because after he realized where things were going, he started actively working behind the scenes to make up for what had been done wrong. We gotta stop judging people forever. But more importantly, rather than going back and picking through all of the things that the people who weren't perfect people but who did great things were, why don't we just focus on all of the foolishness we let go right by? How ain't nobody calling Meek Mills out yet? How ain't nobody calling Nick Cannon out yet? How ain't nobody calling, well, everyone's calling Ray J out yet, but nobody's calling it for what it is. Everyone's lying. They moved the goalpost. They did whatever they had to do to be down, and now the party's over. What do they do with all of their sins? But see, that's what happens when you put man before God. And like I was saying about the white woman with no babies making fun of the Bible, that was the thing I didn't like. She literally compared the Bible to a romance novel. I mean, I was very elated when I wrote this book. Clearly, you don't read a lot. What does that have to do with you totally downplaying the value of God's word? I mean, clearly you're an atheist. And if that's your opinion, that's perfectly fine. But people got to understand, just because you choose not to believe in God, don't make him not real. I know plenty of people that don't believe in chemo. That don't make cancer any less real. We gotta stop. Everyone is a fuck up, okay? I'm just saying like that. Everybody is a fuck up. And everybody has the ability to be an angel too. You just gotta choose who you want to be and stop being peer pressured into going along with everyone else. Because guess what? Most of them is going to hell. Just because there's a lot of people over there don't mean you want their same destination. Thank you for the super sticker, Maya. Thank you. No, seriously, guys. We keep glorifying all the wrong things and turning our heads away from all of the right things. And that's why we got stories like Mesha happening right now. Because guess what? Did he have to go into jail for what he done in the Tanya Rubin? That might not have happened to Mesha.
Now they saying Tanea Wallace, she got beat up. She's in the hospital.
What?
We'll look into it. We'll talk about it then on the next one.
Hold on one second.
I'm looking into it.
Hi, Anitra. And thank you for the super chat. It says, I'm a victim of SA in the Army. Oh. I wonder if Kamala is going to wash her greens in the tub this Thanksgiving. Sorry, I have to laugh to keep from crying. I do it all the time too, my baby. All the time. And I want to take this moment before I move further, because this is all going to go back to what the topic of this live is actually about. To be essayed in the military is probably one of the worst things that can happen to a woman. Because number one, even still in the military, women are not regarded and revered the same way as the men. They're not. We're treated as lesser there. I was really, really, really glad that I chose not to go. Hey, Kaza Bear. Thanks for showing up. I'm telling you, because I was going to be an Army nurse. Passed my AdVabs with 123? I've always been brilliant. But for whatever reason, I couldn't go. And I don't even think they know how many women are assaulted regularly in the military. Men are barely court-martialed for it, usually. I mean, all of that stuff that was going on over there in Fallujah. And women being held for 72 hours so all the drugs and the abuse evidence wouldn't be there or be prominent. Like, if people really, 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 really knew what women go through as SA survivors in the military. So I just want to say to you, number one, Anita, thank you for your service. This country owes you a debt. And I pray that everyone that harmed you got court-martialed and had to go to the brig. You know, once again, in America, we deal with a long-standing culture of abuse. Yes, please pray for all the survivors. And I know it very well. You know, there was a content creator that was lying on me like they always do. But first they took a story that I was sharing with someone as a cautionary tale to why not to do certain things in strange cities, you know? Like running off to shady strip clubs in the middle of the night in a city where you're not from to go shake your ass. You know, alone with no bodyguard, no friends. Thank God she didn't go that night. Thank God. Yet, do you see who's here? A2 Titty. Anyway, like I was saying,
I'm gonna let that ass live.
okay. Anyway, hey Amber. But anyway, like I was saying, what was I saying?
You're talking.
Totally distracted me.
Yeah. Well, her going to the strip club.
Yeah.
But see, you need to address it on the. We're gonna do the one later.
Well, we are definitely going to do a pod about it
Because you have
we
evidence.
have to do a pod.
You got
about
evidence of this person.
There is evidence that that person was lying, and people love to lie on me. But anyway, long and short of it, they started saying that I was lying about my life. They said that I was lying about my family. I was lying on my dead mama. I don't know why everyone likes repeating Nicki Minaj when she says the stupidest shit in the world. But, okay, repeat it over and over and over again. See, part of the reason why I feel the way I feel about SA and why I feel the way I feel about families covering up predators is because it happened in my family. My grandmother was unalived by a man that she had 5 children with. He was not my biological grandfather. He was the biological grandfather of my younger aunts and uncles. Homer McClendon Sr. was probably one of the most disgusting human beings to ever walk the face of the earth. Absolutely filthy human being. He's Diddy. He a whole Diddy. A whole Diddy. He would essay women and children. And for all I know, he probably got a couple of men too, because if he ain't have no problem essaying no little boy, I don't see why he wouldn't essay a grown man. Like, literally, my step-grandfather, Daddy Mac, they called him Daddy Mac. He worked down at the Navy shipyard. He made good money. And he did nothing but get drunk, get high, and beat and essay women and kids. That's how my mom grew up after she was forced out of her father's house. See, my grandmother made a lot of bad choices. One of them was leaving the church and leaving my grandfather. Because Frank Fields was a man, but she left a man for a piece of shit pimp. Because he liked to do flashy things and didn't make her go to church. I don't know how many times my mom saw her mom be beat or heard my mom be essayed. I don't know how many stories have gone around in my family about how he used to drink rock and rye. Kept a loaded pistol on him, even in the house. And he would play eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And it didn't matter. Oh, Ty Wood, you out of here. Somebody, yeah, that we don't do Ty Wood. You are banned. Bye. But all of that being said, my grandmother's life, that's what her life was like. And then that same man who destroyed her and her children, on my Uncle Curtis's 6th birthday, filled the back of my grandmother's heads with bullets at the birthday party. My mom listened to it on the phone. The rest of my aunts and uncles was in the house, except for my Aunt Belinda, because they had already put her in the nut house because she wouldn't stop telling the truth about how Mac kept essaying her in the home. She found out that her mother was dead in the newspaper. My mama listened to it on the phone. The rest of the children were there in the house. The youngest child in the house was my Uncle Andrew. He was the first to pass away. He was bisexual. He ended up contracting full-blown AIDS. And I watched him die. But Uncle Andrew was 4 when Grandmama was taken out by his biological father. Uncle Curtis was 6. Curtis was Curtis staying in there? Yeah, because I think Andrew, they said he was in the closet. So after all of that grape and all of those beatings and all of that hell and all that liquor and drugs and all that, that's how my grandmother's life ended. Every last one of her children had a different story about who my grandmother was and how she passed away. They're all nuts. I wish I could say different, but it's true. And you would have to be nuts to grow up in a home like that. To wake up every morning wondering if somebody's going to stick it to you or stick it in you. And it's a lotto on whether or not your ass is on the line today. Ray J want to talk about asses being taken? That's what happened in my grandmother's home with her children. PTSD beyond. And a good share of them developed situational psychosis. They're nuts. I ain't got to lie about that. I ain't got to lie about none of that. These are not things that my family likes talking about. And by the way, since people say that they never heard me tell these stories before, you should just go over to my Instagram. Back in 2020, around September, October, I finally shared the story of what was going on and had gone on in my family. And I talked about all of the essay that was going on amongst my little cousins that my aunts were covering up. Like, they were so used to having all of their stuff covered up that they made sure that the cover-up culture stayed in our family. Thank you, Casa. Yes, it starts at home. Yes, it starts at home. But understand this. My grandmother was killed in 1967, and that's the kind of stuff that was going on in North Philly. And everyone in the neighborhood knew. Everyone knew what that monster was in there doing. They used to make fun of my mom and her brothers and sisters when they went to school. Shit, that's why my mom kicked Patty LaBelle ass for making fun of her, because they both went to Gratz and they both grew up over there, Strawberry Mansion. That's why I find it funny when people say that I'm not from Philadelphia. My family is from Philadelphia. I grew up in Philadelphia, lived in Philadelphia, had businesses in Philadelphia, paid taxes in Philadelphia, but I ain't from there. But anyway, all of that being said, I went and did a live talking about my family history, sharing all of these things that I'm sharing with you now. 4 years ago on my Instagram, on Jaguar Wright page. Not Jaguar Wright Johnson, but Jaguar Wright. You can go and look. And guess what? They all got so fucking pissed off at me, they all went and did an interview with Tasha K. Ooh. To try to find a way to combat The very true things that I was telling about them. Because all that essay that happened in my mom's home when she was growing up, the only thing it did was make it possible for my sister, Lachelle Wright Wallace, to get involved with a predator who raped me when I was 14 years old. And guess what they did? Same thing they did when my mom was a child. They covered it up. Don't want nobody to know what kind of fucking shit. And if anybody wants to hear me talk about how my mother and my sister conspired to cover up my sister's baby daddy raping me and lying to my dad about it and running around to my whole family, telling my whole family I lied about it. Yeah. See, the same thing that my family did to me is the same thing that all of America is doing to these Diddy victims.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks when it's your family, but to have the whole world call you a liar when you're doing nothing more than telling the truth, it ain't normal. There is nothing normal about any of this. And there is a very, very, very sick culture in America. And like I said, we could talk about Diddy all we want, but until we're ready to start talking about how we stop making Diddies, the conversation it's a wash. Now I'm telling you, my family had its own Diddy. Thank God he's dead. But he got to live a long life. And he only had to spend 7 years in jail after he took my grandmother from us. 7 years is all he did. And then he left his kids in foster care. He didn't even bother to go and get his own brats. He left them there. They went through ringworms. They went through tapeworms. They went through abuse. They went through all kinds of stuff. Only foster parent they had that treated them halfway decent was Mom Tate. That's my childhood, G. That's my family. And my sister, Lachelle Wright Wallace, has been working with Tasha K ever since. Y'all heard that wild, weird-ass fucking interview that my son so-called did with Tasha K? Number one, it was AI. Number two, you programmed and typed all of that shit in just like I make you say whatever the fuck I want you to say, Trans Rena. But all of the stories that my son so-called told about me and who I am and what I am, he said it in the interview that he heard it all from my sister. My sister, who I outed as the rapist loving whore she is. You got to ask yourself, what kind of woman makes babies with a rapist other than Onika? Like, don't we all think Onika is a little weird for copulating and procreating with a level 3 sex offender? My sister ain't no different at all. What I do find funny, though, is that all of these YouTubers that have decided to use Tasha K for their source material and run around and perpetuate lies and keep telling lies and perpetuating lies, why has no one done an interview with Shelly? Why hasn't Shelly come forward and said all of these things she's been telling people to say about me online? Like, why not? Why doesn't Lachelle Angela Wright Wallace, the same girl who was also M-worded, molester, she was molested by one of my uncles, Uncle Candyman. He did it to all the kids too. Like, there was a lot of predators in our family, G. A lot of them.
That's the problem. Someone said that in the chat. I was fortunate enough to not have predators in the family. My grandma put a gun on one of them. My grandma didn't play. You know what I'm saying? My grandma was a rider. She from Texas. So the problem when, somebody said in the chat, black folks say, what's in our house, stay in our house. That's the problem. We got to really start getting rid of these people in the home that are doing.
You know what they need to start saying? What's in your pants should stay in your pants. They should say that.
They get shot off or blown off. No diddy.
We make so many excuses for these awful people in our families, and we cover them and we cover them. And guess what we do? We enable them. We enable them. We let them know that we're willing to let them make it. So why wouldn't they expect for the rest of the world? Sweetheart, all of that Tasha K bullshit, it's all lies, which is why she's being sued. And anyone in my family who participated in any of those lies will be sued as well. Everyone is getting sued for both of those. Because see, in the third part of that so-called surviving Jaguar Wright shit, she said that my sister told her and confirmed that my father not only essayed me, but impregnated me with my eldest son. Yeah. She said that about the man that adopted her and gave her a name because her father, who was an orthodontist out in Calabasas, didn't want shit to do with her. You know, jealousy, it's sad. Like, she was pissed that I didn't get molested too. She was pissed. What she didn't know is that I did get touched by Uncle Candyman. I just never said anything about it. Because we were taught not to. Jealousy is a motherfucker. But that little bitch was so mad that my mom used to drop her off to be babysat by the family pedophile that she was willing to stand by and let her boyfriend do it to me so my childhood could be fucked up too. That's how insane my mother's daughter is. And that's real. I do not say that lightly. She's Rosemary's baby. I don't even know why my mom stopped throwing herself down the stairs to get rid of her, because that's what she was doing when she was pregnant with her. But it didn't work. She should have just kept on going, even if she had to break a leg, because that bitch is fucking nuts. But I also can't blame her for everything that she is, because everybody in the family knew that Uncle Candyman liked touching kids. He was so bad, he became a foster parent and started getting special needs. You know, back in the day, we said retarded, but of course now they special needs, But yeah, he would foster parent the disabled kids because he knew nobody would believe him. He got one of them pregnant on 2 different occasions. She lived in our house. We had to take care of her. She was a fucking mess. And so my sister was jealous that she thought my childhood was better than hers. So she let her crack smoking thief baby daddy get away with graping her baby sister. By the way, I'm 10 years younger than them. I was 14. She was 23. He was 24 going on 25. I've heard people try to say that I tried to seduce him. I've heard people say that it never happened. I've heard people say that it happened, but it was consensual. A 14-year-old girl cannot consent. More importantly than that, I was asleep when it happened. So there was definitely no consent. Like I said, everybody's got a ditty in their family, whether they want to be honest about it or not. We got to stop making ditties. And the only way we stop making ditties is by addressing the ditties at home. All of y'all got a Diddy somewhere. Bet you dollars to donuts. See, if we were busy cleaning up our own homes, our own communities, our own blocks, our own neighborhoods, our own cities, if we were busy doing that, we might not have this bigger problem as we have right now. See, something happened when they started selling crack, and then everybody got into the, oh, mind your business. That's not your family. Mind your business. That's not your family. Once upon a time, neighbors would come when they seen somebody going off the guardrails to help the families. But no, everything is mind your business, mind your business, mind your business. And then guess what? You hear about a Adria. You hear about a Mesha. You hear about a Cassie. You hear about a Kim. See how that works? We gotta stop turning a blind eye, because dealing with reality is time consuming or burdensome. Like we gotta get over that part. Because the only reason we have a Diddy is because his community let him down. Real rap. Diddy came from the street life. Grew up in Mount Vernon, but he came from the street life. His dad was in them streets. His dad was a whole gangster. He was a snitch, but he was also a whole gangster. Once upon a time, when a guy was in the game and he got taken out, all of the gentlemen used to get together and look after the family of their lost. Yep. You know, everybody would be an uncle so he could have as much of a father figure around. Everybody would make sure mom was cool and wasn't dating the wrong guy. You know what I'm saying? Right. Or introducing her to the right guy. You know, like there used to be a time when we cared about each other. And that's why we got the Diddy problem that we got now. People stop caring. If these survivor stories are ripping your heart open, what do you do next? I tell you what y'all can do, though. You can pray. Every day. For some survivor, for some victim, or all. I've been praying for Adria. I'm going to add Mesha to that prayer list. We got to keep talking so that they can come forward. We got to keep talking. A lot of people, hey, Jay Mizik in the building. A lot of people are afraid to come forward because they grew up in a culture where people just stopped caring. Stop caring about family values. We stopped caring about how people were the day after their trauma, the month after their trauma, the years after their trauma. We stopped caring. But most of these victims that are speaking now were children when all of this happened to them. Who wasn't paying attention to them? Who wasn't paying attention to where they were going? Pure and total apathy. As a country, we have lost something great. And we got to get it back. So I'm asking every last one of you, when you hear me talk about these victims, these survivors, know that it's not just because I'm one too, but because I come from a legacy of this shit. I've been watching predators make it my whole life. And it was in my own family. I've been watching predators make it. And I guess that's the reason why when it comes to the Jay-Z's of the world and the Diddy's of the world and the Russell Simmons of the world and the Clive Davises of the world and the Jimmy Iovine's of the world and the Leora Cohens of the world and the Rick Rosses of the world. You was a Diddy under the influence? Y'all remember that old saying that they used to say? The devil made me do it. Ain't that what everybody's saying now? Diddy made me do it. Diddy made me do it. Everybody, oh, love to you. Lady Classic, thank you over there on the other side of the pond. I am telling you, I have been watching predators make it my whole life. And I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted at what we let make it. As a people, as humanity. I say it all the time. It don't matter if the victim is white, black, blue, brown, purple. Hurt pussy is hurt pussy, period. And I understand that hurt people hurt people. But when do we start saying, it's time for us to start protecting people from the hurt people? You know? When are we going to start protecting people from hurt people? We let them run around. We let them run their mouths. We let them buy their way out. We sit there, we look, we see, we know it's wrong. We know it makes no sense, but we go along. We go along. We go along. We go along. And now look at it. Yes, all of us. Everyone needs to stand up. I just wanted to share that with y'all for a second. It's been an hour. It's longer than a second. But humanity has to start 11111 in the building. Humanity has to start standing up for humanity. And you got to stop expecting our so-called leaders to do it. How about we lead ourselves and then give them something to lead? Because right now, as much of a mess as our communities are in, not even our leaders can do anything for us. Not even our leaders. How the hell can they pull us forward when we're a fucking mess and we're not working on us as humanity? I don't care what color you are. I don't care about your religion because I really don't believe in them. I do not care, if you're a Republican, a Democrat, a Libertarian, a Tea Party, or whatever. None of that shit matters. All of these labels do nothing but divide us. They do nothing but divide us. At the end of the day, a human is a human. God made us all and we're all children of him. I should see you no different than I see myself. And vice versa. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. If Diddy had any humanity in him, do you think he could have done any of the things we now know that he's been doing? I mean, I've been known. But everyone's starting to come around. Oh, you went from Candace to me. Life is great. Well, thank you. Thank you. And shout out to Candace Owens. For real. She cooking and I'm loving it. We got to get back to humanity. Because if you got humanity and God in your heart, there's no way you'll feel comfortable with drugging people. Shouldn't have to drug a sex worker anyway. They willing. All you got to do is pay them. Clearly, there was other stuff going on that he wanted to do that money wasn't going to cover. Shout out to the lounge. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to all of my mods channels because they're all fabulous. Yes, we got great mods now. They do stuff, they drop links, they don't gossip. I love it. I love having not gossiping mods. So, you know, let's just remember that. Before we judge and say, ooh, she's lying, or he's lying, or that child is lying, or where were their parents, let's just deal with the facts. Would you want someone to cry for you if it happened to you? Would you want someone like me speaking up for you if all of these things happened to you? Someone like Jean Deal? Someone like Natanya Rubin? You know, someone like Liz Crokin. I'm going to let you guys know, I had a sit down with Liz. I had a sit down with her and we talked. For the first time, she interviewed me and I don't know if you guys know who Liz Crokin is. She's a journalist. She's also a survivor. And she's also the woman who was about to interview Jay-Z's alleged pregnant mistress, Kathy White, right before she passed away. It's funny, earlier in this chat, someone said that Blue Ivy is starting to look like Kathy. I'd have to agree with you. And now that we hear about Adria sharing the stories about women who were knocked up underage and the children were taken out of them to cover, she really is starting to look like Kathy and Jay-Z's daughter. I'm going to tell you something right now. If that's true, that's the nastiest fucking work I've ever heard of. Well, that's not true. I've heard of worse. But for all of this industry stuff, I mean, thank you, Kaza. I mean, seriously, you gotta be a sick bitch to take your husband's mistress's baby and then put it on display in front of the whole world as yours. It makes you think about that shit. You know that poem, that sick ass poem she wrote about she gonna wear somebody's skin and wear somebody's teeth and take her blood and put it all over and whoopty whoopty woo and such and such and all of this. The song Daughter, like they're always throwing it in our faces what they getting away with. I'm telling you right now. I pray to God that that's not Kathy. I pray I pray that child is not Kathy's baby, because if it is, all of them niggas need to leave America immediately and never come the fuck back. You cheat on your wife, and while she's pretending to be pregnant, y'all gotta listen to me. Oh, it's definitely DNA testing time. But you would have to find someone from Kathy's family to be able to do it. But you already know that's not going to happen. They are not going to let anybody DNA test that girl. If they won't let Ramir, his actual child, get a DNA test, what makes you think they're going to do any testing on Blue Ivy? Because he's gone far out of his way to not acknowledge his actual kids. You're only interested in these fake ones. Well, I mean, technically, not fake. Technically, he is the daddy. You know, a lot of people was running around saying it was Tata baby. And light-skinned black people is light-skinned black people. But the more I look at that child, I can see Kathy. I pray to God that that's not Kathy's baby. I pray to God that it's not. Well, you know them twins, everyone running around talking about the Sir boy is special needs. They probably didn't cook him long enough. Like, they be over here playing Dr. Frankenstein, G. I don't know why. Why isn't God good enough? Why isn't what God has for us good enough? Why do people always gotta play around and want to play God? And then after the story that I heard about her allegedly possibly being pregnant last summer, Blue Ivy. And then they got these rumors about her and Nelly, and it's getting weird, G. It's getting weird. People are getting weird. Don't even get me started on old Barry. Don't get me started on old Barry. Uh. Hey, Pimp C. A lot of good ones we've lost to protect a bunch of lies. We got to get back to humanity. Yeah, allegedly they said there was a rumor going around last summer during the Renaissance tour that Blue Ivy was knocked up, and then next thing you know, she was off the tour, and then she came back later. If you ask me, she's spending too much time around them dancers. Because they are from France. And I know a lot of dudes in France that fuck a lot of teenage girls. I do. It's different over there. It's different over there. But my point is, you gotta ask yourself, why are we so afraid to just rip the curtain down? I promise you this, and I promise you that Hollyweird is beyond quiet, honey. Hollyweird is... Why won't it... See, now my StreamYard acting a fool. Hollyweird is beyond way too quiet. All right. Well, guys, we got to get ready to go. I just wanted to stop in and share that with you. To all of my mods, to the lounge, to Kaza Bear, to Ayasha Lachey Bay, to Kenzin, to Z Banger. Love you all. And y'all make sure y'all get over there and subscribe to all of their channels, because every last one of them is doing something amazing. And also, don't forget to get over to Set in the West, because, baby, what time is the Ask Me Anything? 5? So that would be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wolfgang Amadeus, ODZ. He's doing it. Ask Me Anything. And you know what? He has great answers. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see you guys over there tonight. J Music, I'm hoping we gonna see you over there. You know, we always love it when you in the building. Is there anything else? Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Jaguar Wright Uncensored Podcast. The new pods are going back up. I think we're finally going to start. Are we finally putting up the mukbang? We haven't gotten a chance to. All right, well, let's go. We gotta go. We gotta finish getting. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll be there at the AMA, and then we might do a live later on. I don't know. I'm not sure. But do you know what I can't wait for you to do? Finish putting that studio together. Do you know how dope this is gonna be, to be able to be at home with you and make music with you every day? I can't wait. So yeah, that's that. My name is Jaguar Wright. Wolfgang Amadeus on production. Yeah, we out. And oh, by the way, hip hop is a graveyard. Be looking out for that. We've been showing you guys some clips, but I can't wait to give you guys the whole enchilada. And on that note, my name is Jaguar Wright, and we out.